Welcome back. My name is Jacinta Wangeshi and I am so happy to be here to announce that January is officially over. So I don't know how it has been for you, but for me it was a very amazing month and I'm really happy to be here. And if you're here, karibu sana. If it's your first time, please remember to subscribe, like and share this video and go back and watch the previous ones because this channel is full of nothing but all relationships. Sometimes we spice it up a bit, but the bottom line is that we are here to just talk about mostly relationships and especially toxic relationships. And into today's topic, it's one that I feel very passionate about because I hear so many women who have been abused. And today I will not just be talking about in relationships, I'll be talking about even dating, right from dating to relationships to even marriages. How do you spot the red flags? How do you know that this is the time for me to say, hey, I'm out, or I don't even want to get to know you more? Because I feel like if we had these sort of talks or this conversation, it will enable us to spot them right from the beginning. Remember, you're getting into relationships. And I think even relationship studies should be introduced somewhere in education as a syllabus. What do you think? If you think so, please let me know down on the comments below and just share a bit about it. Because we're here, I don't know where you're watching me from, and that is something else that I would really appreciate if you told me through the comments you're watching me from India or from the US or from Kenya, wherever you're watching me from. Let me just know so that next time I would want to start appreciating people. I know I'm getting some very nice followers and subscribers that I would really like to start appreciating. Just tell me from where you're coming from. When at what age did you even learn about relationships? Because I know for a fact that this is the one place. I was even having a conversation with someone recently and they were telling me that marriages are the only place where you get a certificate before you actually do the course. So if it was the other way around, if you were getting into the marriage or relationship sector first and then you were supposed to stay there and later on graduate, do you think you would have gotten that certificate? Yes or no? That's a question that I would want to pose to you. Just let me know down on the comments below. So, like I said previously, what you're talking about is how do you spot the red flags? How do even these red flags look like, or these toxic relationships? How do they look like? And I'll just go straight right ahead into the points. And if you see me looking down, please know I have scribbled a few points here and there just to be able to have a more organized kind of conversation with you. And the first one is your partner manipulative? And this could be your boyfriend, remember, or your husband, whichever stage of your relationship you're in. What does manipulation look like? The manipulation looks so subtle. Manipulation is a subtle way, and it can entail things like gaslighting, things like lies. Let me just go back to the word gaslighting. Gaslighting came from a movie that was premiered, which featured the original name of gaslighting, where it came from. It was a movie that was called Gaslighting, and it entailed this woman who was gaslighted so much. And what does gaslighting even look like? She was made to believe that whatever she was saying is a lie. Like you see the way we normally hear the song, Shaggy's song. I don't know if you've heard about it. It wasn't me. You're made to believe it wasn't them so much that you start to doubt your sanity. Imagine if today, I don't know what you can see from your end, whether it's navy blue, but what I'm wearing is navy blue and not black. But somebody somewhere told me it's black, and they kept telling me it's black, it's black, it's black, and I put it in my mind that it's actually black. How can I trust that even when I look at red, that it's actually red and not pink? So that is exactly what gaslighting looks like. And eventually in this movie, this woman ends up being mentally unstable to that point whereby she's not normal anymore. So if you ever get yourself in a point whereby you're having a conversation with someone, maybe they said, I'll pick you up for dinner. You dress up, you're ready, you're waiting on them, and then they're late 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, you decide, hey, let me call them. Hey, where are you? They're like, I'm in the office. Why? But you told me you were going to come and pick me up. Then they say, no, I didn't. Or, oh, I think you must be imagining things. My friend, time to run. If you're not in that relationship yet, maybe it's just time for you to run. And up to the next point, which is a controlling partner. And this is a huge one, because at the beginning of the relationship, when it's all love and roses, you think that, oh, my partner loves me so much that they must really care for me if they keep calling me, if they keep asking me what I'm doing, what I'm eating, who I'm hanging out with. When they tell you, don't go out with your friends, and you think, oh, it's because they want to protect me. The silence is because I want this to sink in. When you hear that, ask yourself, down the line, an year or months down the line, are these still going to be the very same conversations that you're having? Because most of the time, before somebody gets to that point of slapping you, stalking you, or even killing you, they will have shown you such signs. They will have told you, stop hanging out with your friends. They'll have gotten to that point where they are trying to even control the way you dress. Maybe you loved wearing short dresses. They're telling you, it's time, I think you should cover up some more. Red flag. So if you're with somebody who you feel has this tendency, I will not even finish the sentence. You tell me what you think, but it's a huge, huge red flag. Then there is something else that people do that is also very subtle, that sometimes we overlook, and it's even close to what I've just talked about. Lying straight to your face. It wasn't me. I think I have even said that, but now I'm just going to emphasize on it. It can come out like a little white lie, but imagine how big. I know there are people who just have a tendency of lying about each and everything, to the point where you have to keep asking yourself, is there even anything true about them? Somebody will lie to you about who even they are. They can lie to you about what they do professionally. They can even lie to you about simple stuff like even the car that they drive. They will lie to you about so many issues. At the end of it all, you'll start questioning yourself and asking yourself, is he even who I thought he is? And basically, by the time you get married, you're married to somebody, and one day you hear that he has been shot. How do you start saying that you did not see it coming when you never even knew this person in the first place? They had been lying to you right from the start, and you bought the lies. So the next time you let somebody just go away, get away with lying to you, please remember this. You might be dating somebody that has done the unthinkable in the past. On to the fourth point. It's something that sometimes we might overlook and think maybe they're having a bad day, try to justify it. And this is the aspect of disrespect. How does even disrespect look like in a relationship? Somebody disrespecting your opinion. You say A, they say B, and sometimes it can come in as a discussion even about religion, politics, the controversial subjects. It can be like disrespecting your values, disrespecting you so much to the point where you even start losing your self-confidence. When somebody is even cheating on you with somebody very close to you, your sister, your best friend, and the likes, there is no respect in that relationship, and it's doomed for failure right before it even starts. So if you're dating somebody who's disrespecting you, and most of the time we tell ourselves that it might get better, even go ahead to walk down the aisle with them, or even decide to live with them, my friend, if I were you, I'd really think twice about the sort of relationship I'm starting with that sort of a person. On to the next point. which I'll be talking about. And I don't know whether you've ever dated such a person, because I know I have. Intense jealousy. It is our point number 5. Intense jealousy. They say jealousy is normal. Jealousy is normal. I don't know what your take is. Please let me know on the comments. But when it is intense, this person is even getting to the point of being so controlling that they stop you from living your life. They don't want you to mingle with your friends. They're questioning your loyalty. They're questioning your integrity. It's time for you to ask yourself, do I really want to go on with this sort of relationship? And I'm talking about even right from the start, before we even get into the relationship aspect. Sometimes you hear people, most of us as women, justifying, oh, my man is the jealous type. Oh, my man doesn't like it when I hang out with other men. Then please don't ask, don't even wonder when one day we find you somewhere stabbed to death, because you never know what this person, he or she, in this case, if it's a woman, might be very toxic that it ends to the point of getting physical. We've heard of people who have either gotten burned with things like acid, gotten stabbed, or even killed. So please don't let it get to that point. It is a huge, huge red flag. I'll also talk about something that is also connected to that, which is the 6th point, which is stalking. If somebody is following you around, going through your phone, just seeing, is your shadow, literally wants to be your shadow, please, 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 it's time for you to reevaluate your relationship. Because eventually, we know that most of the people who are killed by their intimate partners, they were at some time stalked. That is how bad it gets. And we know that, especially today, it's even getting worse. Most women are getting killed by their intimate partners. The 7th point is when somebody plays victim. Now you can imagine, you're used to people playing hero and Robin Hood, but you might just end up dating somebody who plays the victim in this role very perfectly. He makes the mistake, you get him cheating, he cries. It's because you were never there. He does something wrong, you confront him about it, but somehow has a way of turning the table on you, and you always end up apologizing. I'm not saying that apologizing is wrong. You can apologize when necessary, when you are at fault. But when you're always doing the apologizing, when this person can never even seem to admit or take the blame and take responsibility, then it's a huge, huge, huge red flag. And I say run as fast as you can if you're not already in that relationship. And if you are, then it's time for help. The eighth one, which is something that nearly every woman, I would not even say nearly every woman, because I know there are some women who don't go through this, but it's abuse, any sort of abuse. This one, I don't even think we need to explain it. Whether it's financial, it's physical, it's verbal, it's emotional, any sort of abuse, any person who is abusive, that should always be a huge, huge red flag. Run for it. Run for it if you can, and don't even look back. Because when abuse starts, even if it's not physical, emotional, you're on your way over there. And the results or the aftermath is devastating. You might even never be able to recover. The 9th point, which is we are almost there. We are almost done, because I just want to do 10 for today. I do not want to overwhelm you. Is when your intimate partner sabotages you. What do I mean by that? It can be at work. I know I have a friend whose partner by then, because they're no longer together, would call her office and actually badmouth her with the bosses. What are they doing? They're trying to get you fired. And this is the person that you're living with. Have you ever had a partner who never celebrates your wins, no matter how small they are? Like when you get a promotion, They're the last person that you'd want to go tell because they'll put you down. And that is also another sign, by the way. If you cannot be able to share your good news with your most intimate partner, then most probably it just won't work. It's doomed for failure right from the start. So if somebody sabotages you, goes on even to sabotage your relationships or your friendships with your family, with your friends, they're trying to isolate you or take away everything that makes you who you are as a person. Imagine if for me, I was not talking about relationships, I was not a mother, I was not a daughter. Who am I? It leaves me vulnerable to the control and to the abuse. So how about thinking about that? And the final bit is something that you cannot even explain because you already know it. It comes down to how you feel about a person. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel calm when you're with a person? Or are you always on your guard? The other aspect is, I know as women, we like the so-called bad boys. We like somebody who's going to give you all the butterflies, who is going to make your heart feel like it's pumping and all that. But did you know that that is actually not a good sign? Why? A stable person is supposed to make you feel very comfortable. It's supposed to be very quiet and very relaxed, even your own, because first of all, if you're having all these butterflies, if you're having all these ups and downs, most of the time it's because your system is used to a certain high. This person gives you a certain high. And most of the time we get this high from some very toxic people. This is why you'll hear most ladies say they like bad boys. But do they really like bad boys? Most of the time it's not the bad boy that they like, it's the masculine men. But this masculinity, there's a difference between being a bad boy and masculinity. And these are discussions that we need to have in another episode because it is just a long, long one. So how about listening to your gut feeling? If it says you love this person, if you ever hear yourself saying, I love him, but, or at least he has a job, or using the word at least he provides, you're settling for bare minimum. It's because this person, you're comparing them with somebody else, but that does not mean that they have it or they are it yet. So I hope this helps because I know that we are tired of losing so many young women out there. I know that it's really hard to be able to distinguish even what a healthy person looks like versus an unhealthy one. Sometimes these knowledges and this knowledge and these tips are not things that comes obvious to us. We only come to learn about them way later in life. But if you're watching this, you have a younger sister, you have your whoever, your mom, whoever, any woman out there that you know might need to learn about this, please share this video with them and let them learn about what it means to be or what you can look out for even before you get into that relationship. I think most of us are tired of trying to salvage or to help out people who have gotten into toxic relationships and actually either lost a limb, lost their lives, or just become traumatized. So how about we just try and cut this menace off right from the root by being able to identify the red flags and even how a healthy relationship should look like right from the start. Like I said in the beginning, I wish that this is a discussion or a lesson that could be taught in school. Like when you're 17, before you come out into the world, where you think, now I'm ready for a relationship, how about if we just learned about how healthy relationships should look like? Because mind you, most of these relationships we learn through our parents. And most of the time, they were not the very healthiest of individuals. So if you think this is true, and if you would have wanted to learn about this back in high school, please let me know. I'd love to hear, and I'd love to hear about your story as well. And please comment below. Tell me what you think. Also DM me if you have any question, any queries. If you or someone you know is going through anything to do with toxicity, reach out and I could be in a position to help. That's what I have been doing lately with so many other women. So until the next time, have a nice February. Is the month of love, and love starts with self-love. At least that's what I say to myself. So for the month of love, I hope that you love yourself enough to give yourself a good and healthy relationship. So until next time, Bye bye.